Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. It's Monday night. This is your Leicester City Fanzone Show. There's absolutely nothing to talk about tonight. It's going to be a really boring show. Just to add to that, we've got Dave Blue Van Man, as you all know him. He's got nothing much to say tonight. Nothing to see here. Don't bother watching. See you in a minute. Yes, indeed. Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. What is it like to be a Leicester fan at the moment? The ups and the downs, the highs and the lows. Get your views in. Kevin, good evening to you. As soon as you get your views in, I can put them up on screen. Hayden, good evening. Maz, good evening. Carmen, Daniel, Friday night new game, hide and seek, turn the lights out at Perez's house. Oh, Daniel, you've just about summed it up there. Get your views in. We know that we are going to talk about this lot today, aren't we? What are we going to say about Harvey Barnes, Ozzy Perez, James Maddison, Hamza Chowdhury, and Wes Morgan as well? Wes, oh my gosh, I can't believe Wes has been caught up in all this. Get your views in, get your comments in. There is loads and loads to talk about. We want to know what you want to do. There's extremes on this. Jamie's straight in there. Sell Perez, Chowdhury, Maddison. Don't want them to play again this season. There are views that far. I know there'll be other people on the other side of the fence saying, oh, let's get over it now. Let's draw a line under it and let's carry on. Dipak is watching. Dipak, come on. What's your view? I want to know what you think about it. I value your view, Dipak. Get it in there. Georgie says, the captain, Big Wes. I know, I can't believe Big Wes has got involved in this. Ian says, sack the lot. But Derek is on the other side. Shouldn't we draw a line under it and move on? This is where it's going to split the fans. Has it split the team up? What is that what we saw in that first 45 minutes yesterday? Because it was rubbish, that first 45 minutes. Was that team who was on the pitch disgusted? Were they showing the other lads what? I don't know what was going on. Dipak says it was just a big fat ton of disappointment. Patrick says it was an utter shambles. Players need horsewhipping. It's a bit harsh, Patrick, but Maddison spent yesterday afternoon. I know, then there's all this golf stuff. Listen, is it hearsay? Is it true? I believe the golf course has come out and said Madders was there, but he only played 9 holes. So nothing to see here. He was home in time to watch it. It's a strange one. It's a strange one. Lewis says, should have given a month's wages to the NHS. It is very tough. Listen, let's add in Blue Van Man. He's a Leicester lad. Let's get Dave's views. Dave, what do you want to talk about tonight?
Well, I put the appropriate T-shirt on because I wouldn't play with them lot, right?
Does not play well with stupid people.
And these 5 lads, no, they're not lads, they're 5 grown men, right? I just cannot believe it. The county has been in lockdown for a good as a year, and these 5, have just taken the mickey. I could be a lot, more vocal, but we've had the country's on its knees, and these footballers of today, they just carry on, and it's not just Leicester players that are doing it. Grealish did it and all, and crashed his Range Rover. They're just taking the absolute mickey out of all of us. And I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry, to be fair, but something needs to be done about this. They all just swan around. They played football. They played for something. I would love to play for Leicester City. I was never any good at football, but I'd love to play for Leicester City. And these lads have just taken the mick. I mean, they talk about Harvey Barnes, right? You look at him, you think he's about 18 or 19. He's 23. Maddison is 24. He's the same age as Beckham when he did his sending off in 98. And I'm just hoping Maddison actually learns what a complete he has been, because I find this unforgivable.
Well, Freddie says here, put the NHS putting their lives at risk, then these players are doing this. And I said in the chat group earlier, to somebody was saying, oh, just draw a line, let it go. And I said, well, funny enough, one of my good friends, she works at the Royal, and I've seen her in the last 12 months on a Zoom chat, because you can't really meet up on a Zoom chat. I've seen her exhausted, and I've seen her infuriated with how people are. I mean, Leicester, Dave, Leicester's been in lockdown forever.
Yeah. You can't remember the last time we were out of lockdown. Funny enough, right? It's a year today since I made my YouTube comeback from when I had COVID.
Yeah, you had it, Dave. You've suffered with it.
And I just cannot honestly understand how these players. I'm not saying everybody should walk around thinking, oh, I might get COVID. Other people have had COVID. Other people have died of COVID. But at least show a little bit of respect and do not do what these have done. It's this. They're on. I don't honestly think finding them a month's wages and giving it to the NHS will do any good. I honestly don't. I honestly think that'd be a complete waste of time because they're on that much money. A month's wages is nothing to them. It doesn't mean anything to them. It's not like me missing or somebody else missing a month's wages. You know, if we lose a couple of grand, $3 grand a month, we're struggling. But when they're on, what can they buy for 100? Oh, right, so you can't go out and buy a Range Rover this week. It doesn't weigh up. They've got to. Well, I personally think that they should go into the community and do some work in the community and make this up. They should be doing that anyway. But they should be gone out there and people should say, hold on, didn't you go out and have a party, James? Didn't you, take the mickey out of all of us? I'm fed up with all these footballers who just seem to think they're some kind of gods. So...
I mean, Dave, I'm going to read out a few of the people's comments in there. Locks, let's get this one on. Locks, who does the Friday night shows for us, says, I do hope James Maddison sits there in the summer watching the Euros from home and remembers that party. It may well have cost him his European place.
He's going to regret it. He's going to regret this. Southgate will not pick him again now. That'll be it. He's never going to play for England while Southgate's there.
I mean, of course, Maddison was involved in England when he was sent home because he was ill and then was photographed in the casino, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Do you remember that, Dave?
I actually defended him for that because I don't know what the reasons were or anything like that as such, because you just never know what's going on behind the scenes. But he's done it. He's blown any chance he's got now playing for England. He must be sitting there at home now. I hope he's crying his eyes out.
Big words, Dave. I mean, fans are getting their views in here. It is sort of dividing fans. I would say the majority of fans are in the same thinking as you, Dave, and me. I've lost a bit of patience with them all now on it.
Yeah.
It's very hard. I mean, just the players there, obviously, like you say, some of them should know better. Wes should know better, shouldn't he?
You would have thought so. I mean, he's a club legend. You know, he's lifted that trophy and he was an iconic, you know, you throw these words around, legend and iconic. He's thrown around too loosely now, but he was. But I just cannot honestly understand what they were thinking. Are they not desperate to have a party?
I mean, Donna says here, and this is when people are saying, "Oh, let it go" or whatever. But then you get fans say, like Donna said, "I've lost loved ones to COVID. This is serious. What makes them so special? Why do they think they can party when we all can't? We can't for a reason."
In one way, it's a good job that we haven't got fans at the ground at the moment, because the next time they'd walk out, they would get booed. Something shocking. And I don't, I mean, I've slated Maddison this year because I don't. He's a talent. He's got hell of a talent, but I don't think he's got the right attitude. Southgate's seen it. And now I think I'm being proved right that he hasn't got the attitude. He's got the bad attitude of playing football. And I've always said that I would rather have Tillemans than Maddison. If it was a toss-up between one of them to go, I'd say, Maddison, just go, mate. And I hate to say it, but I'm being proved right. He's got the wrong attitude. Harvey Barnes is 22 or 23 or something, and I think he looks a bit gullible to me. He looks like you dangle a carrot in front of him, and he'll go where the crowd goes. But Maddison, he should know better. Wes Morgan, he should be leading example. He wants to be an ambassador for the club. That ain't going to work now. Top ain't going to have it.
No, I mean, Luke says here, he says Rodgers had no choice but to make an example out of them. And to be fair, I don't know if you've seen any of the video clips with Brendan post-match. He looks like he's had a bit of a falling out, a bit of a battle with the lads on this, because he said, what's the point in finding them? That it won't bother them.
Exactly.
He is a bit like, what am I meant to do with them?
Yeah. What can he do? Well, like I've just said, if you find them a month's wages, if it's £400,000 that Madison's going to lose, it's nothing to him. It's absolutely nothing. And all he'll do, he'll throw his dummy out the pram, won't want to play, and then he'll just want to transfer. And I tell you what, mate, I'd say, go on then, see ya.
Yeah, I mean, I find it hard to bring it back to football, Dave.
Yeah,
but I'm going to put, because I am like you. I'm just like, we've all had. You've actually suffered the virus. I haven't had the virus, but most fans have suffered financially, job losses, income losses, personal. You just can't see friends. You can't see family. You can't see your...
People are struggling mentally with this, but they are going out there and they're just carrying on as normal, or as normal as can be, and getting away. This is only one that we found out about. How many times have they done it before? They must have done it before, or else they wouldn't have been so confident to do it.
Yeah, I mean, Ian says here it's even worse that they did it. Apparently, Rodgers gave them all a reminder to keep them focused. I mean, there's rumours that there is rumours, and they are rumours, Dave, but it is in the media that the party they were at Perez's, allegedly, they got texts or calls from club officials or Brendan, it's unclear, and were told to stop doing it. And apparently, allegedly, they then got into taxis and went to another destination and carried on. Allegedly.
I know, but the thing is, you say it's allegedly, but you can actually believe it happened, because they think they're untouchable, and they're not. And it's about time these clubs and that. I mean, I don't know. Does it need the FA saying, if you get caught doing this, you lose points? You lose points out of the league and really hurt the club. But then that's only hurting the fans. It's not hurting the players, because they'll still get the money. They've still got the Range Rovers and the big house and everything. So you don't really.
Well, Dave, that's what some fans are saying, is what Brendan did yesterday just hurt the club and the fans, didn't hurt the players, because it's us lot. And I guess I'm going to move the debate slightly on into, as a football club, what could this cost us? I.e., I was really looking forward to Sunday's FA Cup. Really, really, Dave. You're about the same age as me. You remember last FA Cup semi-final, 1982. You can go back that far, like me. It's took us 39 years as fans, which is twice as old as some of these players, to get there again. And I don't know. I'm not, as it stands now, I'm not really looking forward to Sunday. I'm
not looking forward, because Southampton still want to beat us after that 9-0, don't they? They'll remember that forever, and they'll still want to do it. And I don't know. What do you do? Do you play the kids? If
it's the thing, Dave. Would you put Maddison, Perez, Chowdhury back in that squad? Because I think they'll be in there.
To be fair, I don't think we missed Chowdhury anyway, because let's face it, from rumours that I've heard, he was nearly gone anyway in the last transfer season, this month. I don't think we'd miss him. Perez, it's a toss of a coin which player's going to turn up, the one that's going to cry every time he gets kicked, or what. Then you've got Maddison, who can change a game. I don't honestly know. I would like to think that we've got a good enough team to beat Southampton without those three players. I think West Ham, they seen that Maddison weren't up for it. West Ham were up for it, weren't they? They really wanted to do us. And they seen us weak, and they took us, and they shook us about like a rag doll.
Not to mess, Dave. That first 45 minutes yesterday, it must have affected the other players. It must have affected them.
It must have done. You can't have people doing that. You can't have players doing that. I mean, when all said and done, things don't affect me, and they shouldn't really affect footballers. But it's just, I don't know. It's just destroyed it. It's just destroyed any momentum we had. I weren't expecting to get a win against Man City. I was expecting a better performance, but I weren't expecting a win. And I honestly thought we could have rolled West Ham. I'm surprised Jack Mate ain't been in touch with me, taking the mickey out of it, because he's a West Ham lad. And it's just ridiculous that we just played like we did. It was embarrassing.
Yeah, I'm going to, again, I want to get as many fans' views in on this. Who would you play? I'm going to try and take us off it just for a second. I know I've got Jack and Mark and Jamie waiting to come in and give us their views as well. I want to ask you a little bit about Mark Albrighton yesterday. Again, if it comes on and changes the game, Mark Albrighton again, for me, has to start in the Southampton FA Cup semi-final for multiple reasons. One of them is he never lets us down. He always wears the shirt with pride, Dave. He always wants to play. He never moans when he's not picked. He always gives you an 8 out of 10 performance, always gives you 100%. I would much rather have Mark Albrighton in my team than Perez or Maddison.
Yes, you would have what you would call a club professional.
Yeah.
Not a club journeyman. That's probably what's going to happen to Maddison. I'd play Albrighton all day, to be fair. And he'd probably run his heart out all day as well for you. And the best thing about Albrighton is that even if he's having a shocker, he still gives you 100%, no matter what. His head don't go down. And if he doesn't make that pass, he'll make the next pass. He'll always chase down. So, yeah, just start him. He deserves it.
Yeah, indeed. Lovely to get some views in there. Albrighton, brilliant, says Pete. Neil says Albrighton, fantastic, a real stalwart, through and through clubman, much respect. Should have started, Mick saying, should have started against West Ham. Kingdom says Albrighton is first name on the team sheet for me. Albrighton is a true blue, says LCFC Grey. Fans are definitely backing up your views and my views on Mark Albrighton, Dave. Will this go on to cost us a top 4 place even, Dave?
Yeah.
Do you think so?
I think it will. I think this is going to show how good a manager Brendan is now. This is going to see he's going to have to earn his dollars now, because he's going to have to turn this around, get the team back together. He's got to get some spirit. He's got to show discipline, because I can honestly say, hand on heart, if this was Alex Ferguson, this would have been, there'd been air dryers and boots flying around the bloody changing room and everything. They'd have been, I reckon, if this had been Manchester United with Alex Ferguson, they'd have been gone, because that's how he works. And Rodgers has got to sort this out now, because this could really wreck our season. We could end up in 8th.
I mean, it's tricky, Dave, isn't it? Because, Maddison is probably worth, I don't know, 50 or 60 million pounds. Somebody might come and pay that. They might not now. They might look at him and think he's decent, but there's too much baggage. But 50 or 60 million. Perez, I don't know. We paid 30 million. I'm not sure he's worth that or not. But you're talking about nearly 100, certainly with Harvey Barnes in there, you're talking over 100 million pounds worth of talent.
Yeah. I think, like I've said before, I think Harvey Barnes is a different story. I think, although he's 23, I think you give him a carrot and he'll follow the rest of the crowd. He's a bit of a sheep, and he needs to be guided by, other professionals, people like Schmeichel and Vardy. He should be hanging around with them, not Playboy Maddison. You know what I mean?
Martin says here, Dave, and this is where I'm not sure how I'm going to react, because he says, I understand what Martin's saying. He says people slating Maddison are a fickle joke, which is me and you then, Dave. We're being fickle, but I don't think I am, because he says, see what you'll do when he curls one into the top corner on Sunday. I'm not sure, Martin, being honest, after all this, how I will react. I'll be pleased that Leicester have scored. I'll be pleased if it gets us through to a final. But in a way, I'd rather any other player scored apart from Maddison. That's my honest view. I don't know what you think, Dave.
Well, if Martin's happy with somebody taking the mickey out of the club by going to parties and, basically abusing everybody who's had COVID, and the fact that the country's been down in lockdown and these people lost their jobs, his business is going over. And if he's happy with a bloke that's taking the mickey out of people doing that and scoring a goal, then fair play to you, Martin. But it ain't going to happen on my watch. I'm disgusted with him. I'm disgusted with all of them. And I just can't understand how anybody can defend somebody. Even the fact that he went out, if it is true, he went out and played 9 holes of golf. You see, is that kind of...
That's so idiotic, Dave. It can't be true, can it? Please tell me that isn't true.
I honestly don't know, mate. But that's his attitude. He can't even play a full round of golf. He can only do half the job of that. He can't get up early to go and play 80. That's it.
Dave, listen, right. We need to calm down a minute. You stick around. I'm going to add in Jack. I'm going to add in Jack and Mark and Jamie. These guys have clicked in. They want to have a word with you. So let's start. Let's start with Mark. Mark, what? Blue Van Man and me, we've wound ourselves into a bit of a frenzy. What? Are you going to calm us down, Dave, or are you going to kick it on?
I think Dave's comments were spot on, to be fair. If you can't be asked to do half a job, then what chance have we got? No, I'm still like I said to you, said to Jack and yourself, Phil, I'm still absolutely fuming, and the more that's coming out of this, the more fuming I am. I'm a territory sales manager, and I'm under strict protocol from my company on what I do and what I can't do. And if I'd done what allegedly the players have done, and my company found out about it, I'd have been gross misconduct. I wouldn't be working for my company anymore. Now, is this because I'm a lowly paid territory sales manager and not a multi-million-pound footballer? I don't know. Where's the difference? Where does it stop? This is more social now than it is football. The rules have been broken. The rules are for everyone, so you got to pay the piper, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, Jamie, thanks for joining us. First time you've come on as a fan. What would you like to say about it all?
To be honest, I'm more. I understand every part of what everyone's saying about it is unacceptable and whatnot. But in my head, I've always seen it as a football side of it. Like, I blame Rodgers for dropping them. Like, if they're putting the team out to win the game, duck them or punish them in any other way whatsoever than to drop them from one of the biggest games of the season. Like, I know that they've done wrong and they should be punished, but I don't think they should be punished in that way, because that one game now could have cost us the whole season of getting top four.
I agree with you, Jamie. I hear what you're saying, and I know a lot of fans will agree with you, Jamie. But if he docks some money, Jamie, that doesn't affect them.
No, I know that, and I don't think it is money-sided about it that it should be punished. I don't know how they should punish it at all, but I don't think that the one punishment is to drop them from a game, because I think really I think the reason we lost that game was because, yes, our defence was awful, but to be honest, I didn't think the first half was as bad as it was. I just didn't think we had the creative midfield to get to our strikers, and that is Perez, Maddison, and obviously Barnes, who is injured, who I don't know if he's fit now, but then one of them three players could have got an assist for our strikers, really. So
yeah, but don't you think you should have rules in a club, though, mate? Don't you think you should be like abiding by? You know, it's about discipline. These lads haven't got any discipline, and to drop them, and now to make them that if we lose Champions League football, this is their fault. It's not Rodgers's. It's not the club. It's their fault, and they've got to carry that.
And it's not the fans' fault, which is another major thing. You know, what have we done as season ticket members, supporters, lovers of the club? This isn't our fault.
I think, Jamie, this is my opinion, and it's developing and it's great to hear your views. But I wonder, having what you've just said, Jamie, whether you've almost argued that what Rodgers done is the perfect punishment, because what he's done is he's let the fans tell the players what they think of them, like we are doing now. So whether they watch this or not, they'll know the fans are miffed off at them, Jamie.
Yeah, I get that. Like, I know what you mean. Like, the punishment, realistically, the best punishment was to drop them. But like I say, I'm only thinking if it was that aspect, because I'm a fan. All I want to do is win, and I could see us winning that game with one or two of them players in. Obviously not Wes Morgan. I didn't know who was in this situation. But even with Maddison, when I saw Pratt as more of our creative midfield, I just thought, you know what? I honestly don't think we're going to get any attack with our strikers. Yes, we got 2 goals, but that's after we kind of changed things up and Michael Brighton came on. And I don't know. I think you're right in saying the punishment to show that we're meaning what we mean by punishing them. But I think in the football aspect, it's just I think that alone's cost us. And obviously, I know what you mean by the punishment. So.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Hitash agrees with you. He says, Jamie, you're spot on. I know lots of fans will agree with you, Jamie. Jack, you've been waiting patiently. What's your take on it today?
These footballers think they're something special, Phil. I'm sorry, but clearly the rules don't oblige to them. They don't deserve privileges like a semi-final at Wembley. Why should they? They should be punished in the right way. I'm sorry, but if that were Ronaldo or something, you'd be expecting the same thing. I know people say, Vardy, what would you do if it were Vardy? I'd expect the same for Vardy. I'm not saying sack him just for the sake of it, but I wouldn't bother playing him. They don't deserve it. You want players who's backing the manager, and it's probably going to cause a divide in the changing room, which obviously it looked like yesterday, the way they were playing. In 70 minutes of that game were poor from Leicester. They only turned up for the last 20 minutes.
You can see, Dave, that we've got a difference of fans here, isn't it? You got Jack. I can understand what Jamie's saying, but Jack, obviously, and Mark,
Fair play to Jamie. He's young lad. He's Leicester fan, and he wants us to do well. And I would say that some lads are thinking with the heart and not with the head. And they have taken the piss out of us. They have gone out on a party and they have taken the mick, and that's it. And you can't just say, well, I'll play them this week just because we need them. It's a squad game, and they've let the squad down. They've let everybody down, and that's it. And I don't, people have died in this thing, as you all know, and I'm not, banging on about it. But they've taken the mickey out of this, and it's wrong. People have sacrificed so much. Why go on a party It's not as even though they even went to another party, allegedly. They got caught, they got found out, and they still carried on. It's not as though, oh, good, we've better go home. They got found out.
Go on, Mark. You sounded like you wanted to say.
They're not bigger than the team, are they? The team is the
bigger
team.
than the badge, Mark.
No, that's what I support. I don't support the person's name on the back of my shirt because they come and they go. This is what I support, and I don't want to have the piss taken out of me by people that can't follow the rules.
Yeah, I mean, I've said this earlier to somebody else. I get to the point with it, Jamie, and I'm still saying I've had a tough year. Dave's had a tough year. Everybody's had a tough year in one shape or form. I'm sure, Jamie, it's affected you in some shape or form, or Mark. Of course we have. We can't hug your loved ones, your mum or whatever. Fans. I've shelled out for a shirt this year. I've shelled out for my season ticket. I've had to pay for season tickets.
Yeah.
Why have we paid season tickets?
That's it.
That's 70 quid. What the hell is going on? I've had to pay 70 quid to retain my season ticket. And Maddison and Perez are being paid slightly more than 70 quid a minute, probably. I don't know. Jack, where'd you go with it?
Do you know what, Phil? These £70 have gone into their wages, isn't it? And, you paid for their party, basically. But at the end of the day, these footballers need to learn the morals, don't they? Obviously, Maddison believes in his own hype. Obviously, can't you tell he hangs around with Jack Grealish? It's just a bad influence, isn't it? Bad smell, shall I put it, at Leicester with Maddison and Grealish. But Maddison ain't going to the Euros for sure. I reckon Barnes ain't going there either. But Big Wes, I'm surprised. Club captain, he should be leading by example through this pandemic. And obviously, I've had COVID myself and I've struggled. Mental health and all that. So these players should really know how it feels. And people have lost loved ones. And the NHS has gone through thick and thin to save people's lives and that. And they should respect that and follow the rules.
Yeah, obviously, Jamie, again, let's try and move it on to the Southampton match, Jamie. Let's go back to you then, because I do get what you're saying. Do you put them? Does Maddison go back into the starting lineup? Does Maddison get on the bench? Where from your side of the fence, Jamie? Where do you just say we have drawn a line, pick the best team?
I think that's what I would do. I get 100% where Dave's coming from. I think it is more heart over head. To be honest, I am young and all I want to see is my team do well, and I do think next Sunday we need Maddison in there, and we need. I don't know if is Barnes fit, because if he is, then I'll put him in as well.
Yeah, no, he's not fit. He's not going to be fit for a little while. I don't think, is he?
Yeah, I'd have Maddison in there because I think the last few games, even before all this happened, we've been missing that creative midfielder to get the balls to our strikers. Yes, Kelechi's been scoring goals. That's because Vardy's been getting the assists. But to be honest, I think even just after the Southampton game, I think it's going to be a lot easier to beat them than it is West Brom, even with the team we've got. And to be honest, it's not just the players that have been doing this. I think it's the formation as well. I think that's one of the reasons we lost the other day as well.
Yeah, I mean, Dave. I mean, Southampton on Sunday, big game, and I'm sure we will, certainly here on Leicester Fan TV at some point we will change it up. We'll have to get excited about Sunday FA Cup. Dave, at the moment I'm struggling a bit to get excited, but of course we will do.
Yeah, I'm struggling a bit. Do you know what? Right, you've got the lad there with the Leicester shirt on. I forgot your name, bottom of the pyramid there. I couldn't even bring myself to put my Leicester shirt on tonight. I couldn't do it because I just feel so disgusted. Like you say, hopefully come the weekend, you'll get the old cup fever come into the households of everybody, and we'll pick ourselves up and we'll get on. More will come out about what's happened. Hopefully Maddison and the other four stooges will come out and make an apology, public apology, try and show some sympathy and regret of what they've done. I mean, that's one of the main things I want to see. I want to see them come out and apologise for being so stupid.
I mean, I'm going to put a comment up here because Chris has put a few comments in. So, Chris, I'm going to put it on screen because you're calling me out later on and saying, "Oh, you won't put your comment up." I will do.
Shop, mate.
But Chris says you're not telling me that none of you have gone out and done nothing or been to a shop. Well, you're allowed to go to a shop to buy your food. I mean,
what I'm allowed to do. I have, I've even had a letter when I was at work. So I've packed my job in now. This is my life, full-time YouTube. I know, daft, innit, that people can make money watching somebody eat a burger and talk football.
If you can do it, Dave, do it.
I had a letter from work saying that if I was caught doing anything wrong, I would be fired. So no, I haven't done anything. I've been to the shops. Yes, of course I've been to the shops. How else am I supposed to get food? You can't get a delivery booking on Morrison's or Tesco's. And apart from that, I'm able to do it. So let somebody who's poorly have the booking. But no, I've not been anywhere. There's nowhere's been open, has it? So I've not been round to a party. I've not had anybody round my house. My wife hasn't seen a sister for 6 months. So you ain't going to get anything on me, mate.
I have to work in supermarkets, and I have had to work in supermarkets all the way through this. So which is probably one of the most dangerous places you could be working. But I've had to do it because that's what my job is. So, and my daughter's in Brighton, and I've not been out to go and see her. So I think you're having a bit of a laugh there, my friend. Oh, by the way, I'm 56, but thank you for calling me a lad.
Oh,
appreciate.
Yeah, Mark. When was the last time you were called a lad? Hey, young.
That's been a long fucking time ago.
Listen, everybody. Jamie, in particular, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate that you have come on and you've given us the other side of the fence, which is great. Yeah, well played, mate. So thanks, Jamie. Do come on again, okay?
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
So thanks to Jamie, thanks to Mark, thanks to Jack as well. I'm going to let you three go. Cheers to them. Thanks, Jack. Thanks, Jamie. Dave, Blue Van Man. I'm going to get your score predictions for Sunday because we have got to try and get juiced up for an FA Cup semi-final. 39 years since we were last there. It's at Wembley. There's no fans there. Is it bananas? No, in fact, there is a few fans, isn't there? But I think NHS workers who well deserved. Is it a banana skin? Have we got too confident? Will this bring us back down to earth so that we can now take it serious?
Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to look on the optimistic side. I'm going to say we played that badly because we had the semi-final and our hearts and our eyes were on that game. So I'm going to say we're going to win 4-1 at the weekend.
4-1?
4-1. I reckon we're going to turn it round. Let's get this positivity back now and let's try and build something on it. I don't know whether, if I was him, I'd start Maddison on the bench. I wouldn't start him. I'd say this is still more punishment, mate. And I wouldn't pick Chowdhury, and I'd probably have Perez on the bench as well. And start with Albright, and like you say, let's play the lads who want to play, and then let's crack on and win 4-1.
Dave, before I let you go, come on then. You're doing this full time now, so we need to make sure every Leicester City fan goes and follows you on that YouTube. It's at Blue Van Man, isn't it?
It's Blue Van Man, and I've also got a Blue Van Man 2.0 where I do my For Fox's Sake and little bits like that when I talk about things that have happened in football. I've not done one today because obviously I will come in on air. I've saved it all for them.
Thank you, Dave. It's been absolutely brilliant to have Blue Van Man on again. Do come again, Dave. It's great to get you on as ever.
Just drop me a text and I'll come on, dude, whenever you want, mate.
Smashing. Thanks a lot to Dave, Blue Van Man. We'll see you soon. Thanks for everybody for coming on. Thanks for Jamie. Thanks for Jack. Thanks for Mark. It was great to get some balanced views. Thanks for all your views that are on. We've been putting lots of comments on screen from both sides of the fence. Joanna says, I'm angry, disappointed, but I want them in the shirt if they're fit. I want them coming back playing 110% after this. My club comes first. I want them winning. I want to be top four. I want to win the FA Cup. We all know it will be dealt with internally. Joanna's probably summed it up right there. In the end, we all want what's best for Leicester. Just what a shame it had to happen all like this indeed. Keep getting your views in. Keep getting your comments in. Jack is live tomorrow night with a West Ham fan. He's also live on Wednesday night again with Thordad. Sorry, got that wrong. And Lox is live on Friday. Jamie's live with a pre-match aftermath show on Sunday. And, of course, we'll be doing the watch-along live for the FA Cup semi-final. So, hopefully, let's all try and draw a bit of a line under it. Let's move on and start looking forward to FA Cup week here on Leicester Fan TV. Thanks, as ever, to all the guys who helped bring us Leicester Fan TV. It's never easy. It's never easy being a Leicester City fan. Thanks for all your views.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. With special thanks to our pals at ADT Taxis, Feed Me, Piglet's Pantry, Tiger, Leicester Garage Conversions, Pink Vehicle Leasing, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Moyer Wade Interiors, and our chosen charity, Memphis UK. We bring you the fans' views on the match each week, and your views matter to us. Join the fans' debate each match with us. Follow us at Leicester Fan TV.